Hey, what's up you guys, it's Connor, and today I'm going to be doing the Cosmere Book Tag. This tag was made and I was tagged by Shelby from Read and Find Out, which her channel's great. You guys should definitely go check her out. I watch pretty much all of her videos. She does these videos where she recommends books based off of different personality traits, like the Myers-Briggs personality traits. Those are awesome, go check them out. But today, we're doing the Cosmere Book Tag. If you guys don't know, the Cosmere is the universe that Brandon Sanderson sets most of his adult works in, and all of these questions are prompted by different books in the Cosmere. Number one is based off Elantris, and it is name a book or series where the magic fails its people, because in Elantris, these people had magical abilities, and after this event happened, I forgot the name of the event, they all turned into these like leper type people where they couldn't function and it was terrible. For this one, I picked The Collapsing Empire by John Scalzi, which is not fantasy, it's science fiction. In the science fiction novel, all of these different places are connected to each other by this thing called the flow. It allows people to travel from one solar system to another very quickly, and at the beginning of the book you find out that the flow is starting to break down and all of these different places are going to be on their own, and the way that the society is set up, they're not going to be able to survive on their own. The other one that I picked is The Scorpion Shards by Neal Shusterman. In this book, 6 teens find out that they have these supernatural abilities, but they're actually hurting them and disfiguring them or stuff like that. So it's a book about these 6 teens trying to find each other and figure out what the heck is happening because their superpowers are killing them, basically. And I read this one a while ago, but I did enjoy it, and the magic is failing them because it's killing them. Number 2 is Mistborn, name your favorite ragtag group. This question is based off of the ragtag group in Mistborn, the Final Empire. I feel like that's a good one. I feel like a lot of people are probably gonna say Locke and John from The Lies of Locke Lamora and the crew from the Six of Crows duology, but I went with the Dragonettes from Wings of Fire. There's 5 of them. In this world, there's this huge war going on, and these Dragonettes are prophesized to pick the winner of the war, and so everyone's trying to get at the Dragonettes and convince them to pick them or to kill them off if they're fearful that they're not going to be picked. These 5 Dragonettes are also different from each other, and the series follows all 5 of them, so you get a book from the perspective of each of the dragons. I really love this series. It's one of my favorite middle grade series of all time. I've talked about it so much on this channel, but I figured why not talk about it one more time. I love how the Dragonettes are all so different from each other, but they all get along really well because they all have respect and love for each other. So just love this series. Check it out. Number 3 is Warbreaker, name a book with a interesting family dynamic. She went for The Live Ship Traders, which would have been my first choice, but I didn't want to copy her, so I said The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. In here, at the beginning of the book, the main character, Asun, finds her dead son, and he was killed by the father, so her husband, and that's interesting. And then this series also has some pretty interesting family dynamics between the mother and the daughter, so yeah, it's got a lot of family drama going on, obviously. There's also a polyamorous relationship at some point in this book, so definitely got some interesting things going on. Number 4 is Stormlight Archive, which is his huge, big epic fantasy series that has 3 books out so far, and each book is so freaking long. The biggest book you've read and the biggest book on your TBR. The biggest book I've read is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. This one is, I think, 1,200 pages, yeah, something like that. Quite a chunky book. And the biggest book on my TBR is Anathem by Neal Stephenson. This one is almost 900 pages, so quite a chunky one as well. I don't really know too much about this one. I think it follows this guy who goes to a monastery, and he's like a, I don't know, like a warrior monk or something. I honestly have no idea. Number 5 is Alloy of Law, which is the sequel book to the original Mistborn trilogy. A series continuation, a sequel or a prequel you didn't like as much as the original. Here is where she said that she didn't like Alloy of Law as much as the original trilogy, and I see that, but I still really enjoy the secondary series, the one that follows Wax and Wayne, because I just love Wax and Wayne. I ended up picking Todhunter Moon by Angie Sage. This is the sequel series to the Septimus Heap series, and I just don't think it's nearly as good. And it's supposed to follow this girl, Todhunter Moon, but then in the second book, it only really follows the main character of the first series, and she's not really in it all that much, so I didn't really understand why this needed a new name, and I just don't like it as much. I think there's a third book, but I never picked it up. And also, I don't want to get them out, but the 3 books that came after the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments, I didn't like them as much as the original 3. So those 2. Number 6 is White Sand. Name a underdog that you root for, which is pretty easy because a lot of books have main characters that are underdogs. That's why they're interesting. But I picked Far World by J. Scott Savage. This follows 2 characters, Marcus Kanenas and Kaija, I believe. Marcus lives on Earth and he's disabled. One of his legs doesn't work. He's in a wheelchair, so he is disabled. Then it also follows this girl named Kaija. She's in Far World, and in Far World, everyone has magic, but Kaija doesn't have any magic at all, and the 2 have to team up to save both Earth and Far World. I really enjoyed this series when I read it. I think I did a series review, so I'll leave that up in the card symbol if you want to check it out. But yeah, really fun middle grade series with elementals and stuff like that, so yeah. But this one does follow some pretty low on the totem pole underdogs. You wouldn't expect them to be able to do and accomplish the things that they're able to accomplish. Number 7 is Arcanum Unbounded. Name a anthology that you really enjoyed, but I don't really read anthologies. I just realized that Arcanum Unbounded is the only anthology that I've read from cover to cover. Like, I've read all of the stories in them, so I guess I'll go with this one. But she said if you don't really read anthologies that you can just say your favorite short stories. So my favorite one from Brandon Sanderson is definitely The Emperor's Soul. I love this novella. It follows this girl named Shay, and she can rework things using words. So she's able to change objects into other objects. Shay is a thief. She loves to steal things. So at the beginning of the book, she's captured, and the people who capture her force her to try to heal the Emperor, but the Emperor is brain dead, I believe, and so she has to try to make the Emperor exactly like he was before. You're not supposed to try to rewrite someone's soul because you could screw something up very easily and kill them or do it wrong and create someone that's terrible. And my other favorite novella is And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. It follows this grandfather who has Alzheimer's, and it follows this little boy, and the grandfather is slowly forgetting everyone in his life. His main goal is to try to hold on to his memories of his grandson because he loves his grandson so much. Alzheimer's doesn't allow you to do that, and it's devastating, and I love this book. I cried while I read it, and I did a review for this, so I'll leave that up at the card symbol. I cried in that review. I started to tear up, so if you want to see that, check out that review. Number 8 is Investiture, which, if you don't know, in the Cosmere, Investiture is the type of magic that everyone has. It manifests in different ways depending on which world you're on and what shards are there and everything like that, but people that are able to do magic are considered invested people. Obviously, all the magic systems in Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere are fantastic. I love how explained they are and how concrete they are, but I don't want to pick any of those. So I went with the Summoner series by Taran Matharu. In this one, people are able to summon these demons, which aren't really demons, they're just familiars, and they come from a different world. And because they're able to summon these demons, they are able to do magical acts as well. So they're like magicians, but they also have familiars that run around and help them fight and everything like that. So it's really fun, really like this one. A lot of people say that it's similar to Pokemon, but with more magic. The other magic system that I really love is the Elantris Saga by Stephen Kelleher. This is the first book, Valley of Embers. In this world, people are chosen by the environments that are around there. So people can be chosen by the desert. They're called embers. They can wield flames on their weapons. Then there are Faekin, which are chosen by the forest. They have healing abilities and some spiritual stuff. There are oracles. There are Rockblade, which are chosen by the mountain, and they can move earth and stuff like that. In the second book, you meet even more Landkiss, so there's a couple of other types of Landkiss that you meet that are chosen by different parts of this forest. I really love the magic system in this world. That's one of the main draws to the series for me. You can see right there on the cover, he's wielding flames and this guy is moving a huge stone around, so definitely recommend this one. It has a really interesting and fun magic system. Number 9 is Shadesmar, which is a realm of the Cosmere. The Cosmere has 3 different realms. It has the cognitive realm, which is Shadesmar, then it's got the spiritual realm, and it's got the physical realm. This one is a book with alternate realms. This one was actually hard for me to find. I mean, the obvious choice was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, or the Shades of Magic series. This one has different parallel worlds. They're all named after London because they each have a city that is in the exact same spot, and they're all called London. So there's Black London, Red London, White London, and Grey London. Red has the most magic. Black has had the magic take over the world and no one goes there. Grey is like our world. It doesn't have very much magic. And White London is a dying world and the people are just struggling to hold on to their magic. So that one was the obvious choice, but I don't like love this series a crazy amount. So I ended up picking Everlost by Neal Shusterman. This is the first book in the Skinjackers trilogy. There's a parallel ghost world where children who die that are not ready to move on go to this ghost realm. The ghost realm is called Everlost, and in this series the main two characters are in a car crash in separate cars, and they both wake up in Everlost and are trying to figure out how to survive in this new ghostly realm. So I definitely recommend this one. This one was, I think, the first trilogy by Neal Shusterman that I read, and ever since I've read like 14 books by him. So started my love of Neal Shusterman. Number 10 is Who Do You Tag? I'm gonna tag a couple of people. I'm gonna tag Daniel Greene because I feel like he's read all the books in the Cosmere, so he should be doing this. I'm also gonna tag Jes from Jes Reads Books because I really love her channel, and I think she also has read at least some Brandon Sanderson. I had a couple of other people that I wanted to tag, so I'll put those down in the description if you want to see who I tag, and that's it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below your answers to some of these questions. Have you read any of the books that I talked about in this video? What's a series continuation that you didn't like? Because I want to know your answers. Anything else you want me to know, leave it down below, and I will talk to you guys next time.